Hey, what's up guys? Today we're working on Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton. Now this is one of those great classic songs that, in my opinion, everybody should learn at some point in their guitar playing lifetime, and special thanks to Computer Kid for the request. Now one of the things that Eric Clapton does really well is he makes life easier for himself on the guitar by not always playing the complete chord. So a lot of the time in this song, we won't actually be playing the full chord, just parts of the chord that still make the song work and sound great. So we're going to start off with our intro, and that sounds like this. So our first chord is just a standard open A chord. I'm just going to play with my first finger, so barring the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd, and 1st strings, but we're not actually touching that 1st string at all. So we're going to hit the open 6th string, and hammer onto that 2nd fret, the F sharp there. And then hit the open 5th string, which is an A. And this is why we're barring it, because it makes it really easy to just pop that A chord down after we've done that little lick there. And we're going to hit the 4th and 3rd strings, or just the 3rd string if you want to. I like to hit them both just for a little bit more depth there. Then we're going to do another little hammer-on lick. So we're going to hit the 2nd string, hammer on to that 3rd fret on the 2nd string, and then pull off again. Back onto the 2nd fret, so just a little trill. And hitting that 3rd string again. Then we're going to move up to our 4th fret. And as you can see, we've only got 3 notes here. We've got a G sharp in the bass, and we're going to play that with our thumb. Okay, so G sharp, so that's the 4th fret with our thumb. 3rd string on the 4th fret with our 1st finger, which is a B, and then the 2nd string, the 5th fret, with our 2nd finger, and that's an E note. So that E, B, and G sharp make this chord an E chord. And because we've got the G sharp in the bass, we call that an E over G sharp, or as you see it written, E/G sharp. And we're just going to pluck those 3 strings together, so the 6th string, the 3rd string, and the 2nd string. So far we have this. Then we're going to move to an F sharp minor 7. So what we're going to do is bar that whole 2nd fret with our 1st finger. And I like to add my 3rd finger up on the 5th string in the 4th fret there. You don't have to, because I'm actually going to touch that, but it's handy just to have in case we accidentally play the wrong string or something like that. So we're going to hit the 6th string with our thumb, then the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings with the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd fingers. Then we're going to alternate between our thumb and those 3 fingers there. So with that F sharp minor 7, what we're actually going to do, play that whole chord, then the bass note, then that 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. Then we're actually going to take our finger off that 6th string. So just move it down so we're still barring the rest of those notes. We've just got that open E in the bass instead. So from that E into the F sharp, it'll sound like this. And then we're moving to a D. So pop your 1st finger on the 3rd string in the 2nd fret, your 2nd finger on the 1st string in the 2nd fret, and then your 3rd finger on the 2nd string in the 3rd fret. And then we actually want an F sharp in the bass. So we're going to play that 2nd fret on the 6th string just with our thumb, so just curling that over there. And again, we're going to play that 3rd and 2nd string, and then the bass note, the 6th string with our thumb. And we're going to do that twice. So 3rd and 2nd string, bass note. Now the next step is pretty simple. Just move that thumb so we've got that open 6th string again, and we keep that same pattern. So 2nd and 3rd strings, and we're going to call that an E sus7 or E7 sus. And we just hit that once, then move our 1st finger down to the 1st fret. So from the D, then from that, which we'll call an E7, we're just going to move back to an A. And keep that same finger picking pattern going. So your 1st, 2nd, and 3rd fingers on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, and then your thumb on the 5th string. So all together, our intro sounds like this. the verse, which starts very much the same. So we start with the same A chord, and we don't actually change until after the D chord. Now instead of doing the E sus7 to the E7 progression there, we're just going to move to the A, and using the 6th string as a bass note. And then from that A going to the E. And we hit that twice, so we're still doing the 4th, 3rd and 2nd strings with our fingers, and the 6th string bass note with our thumb. And then we've just got this little transitional sort of lick here. So we're just going to play the 2nd and 3rd strings in the 2nd fret, then that 6th string bass note, then moving up and playing the 3rd fret on the 2nd string and the 4th fret on the 3rd string. And I'm actually using my 2nd and 3rd fingers for both of those. And then we move into the minor part, which you would probably think of as the verse. In reality, there's not really a traditional verse-chorus structure here. There's just these two parts, they kind of interchange. Either of them can really work as the chorus. And from there, we're going to go to an F sharp minor. So barring that whole 2nd fret, your 3rd finger up on the 5th string, the 4th fret, and then your 4th finger just below that on the 4th string in the 4th fret. And we're going to keep the same finger picking pattern. So picking the 4th, 3rd and 2nd strings with your fingers here, and then that 6th string with your thumb. We're going to alternate those two things. So 4 times for that one. And then moving to sort of a B flat minor 7 shape. So barring that whole 1st fret, your 2nd finger on the 2nd string in the 2nd fret, and then your 3rd finger up on the 4th string in the 3rd fret. Now, if we talk about this in theory terms, realistically, we want to think of this as a C sharp, which is what it would be if we had our 4th finger up here on the 4th fret on the 5th string. Now, we're not playing that string, so we don't need to have that finger there. But if we go into the theory and all that sort of thing, it makes a lot more sense to think of it as that chord there. But anyway, so we're playing that shape and still keeping the same finger picking pattern. Moving to an A7. So your 2nd finger up on the 4th string in the 2nd fret, and then your 3rd finger just below that on the 2nd string in the 2nd fret. And then playing an F sharp 7. Now this time we're not going to play the 2nd string, we're just going to play the 4th and 3rd strings with our fingers, and then our 6th string with our thumb still. And we do that twice. And then what we can do, this is sort of up to you, it's not completely necessary, but to follow along with the lyrics, add your 4th finger onto the 3rd string in the 4th fret and keep that finger picking pattern going. And then just hit that 2nd string, which is barred as part of that 2nd fret there. Or you can just do that normal finger picking pattern the whole way through. Then we move to a B minor 7. So keeping the bar on the 2nd fret there, popping your 2nd finger on the 2nd string in the 3rd fret, and then your 3rd finger up on the 4th string in the 4th fret. And we're going back to playing the 4th, 3rd and 2nd strings, and now our bass note is on the 5th string. So we're going to do that alternating finger picking part. Then we're actually going to hit that open 6th string and hit those higher notes twice. And then just a bass note again, those higher notes. And then it goes back into that intro part. So that whole minor section sounds like this. So as you can hear, back in that intro part at the end there. So most of the song is just those 3 different parts alternating. So the intro part, into the chorus part, into that minor part. But there is a bridge that comes in later on. So for our bridge, we're going to start with the C. And we're going to do a little bass sort of run up. So we're going to play an open 5th string, to 2nd fret 5th string, to that 3rd fret 5th string for the C chord. And pop your 2nd finger on the 4th string in the 2nd fret, and then your 1st finger on the 2nd string in the 1st fret. So after that little bass run up, we're going to hit that open 3rd string, and then hit the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings all at the same time. And then just play that open 3rd string again. Then we move to a G, and again we're hitting that 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings and alternating with the bass, which is on the 6th string this time. So pop your first finger on the 5th string in the 2nd fret, your second finger up on the 6th string in the 3rd fret, and then your 3rd and 4th fingers on the 1st and 2nd strings in the 3rd fret. So hitting those 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings, and alternating with the bass. And we're going to do that twice. So from the C, that'll sound like this. Then we move to an A minor. So your first finger on the 2nd string in the 1st fret, your second finger up on the 4th string in the 2nd fret, and then your 3rd finger on the 3rd string in the 2nd fret. And we're going to do that exact same rhythm and the exact same finger picking, but with your thumb this time on the 5th string. And then we move to that D chord again with that F sharp in the bass with our thumb. And we're doing exactly the same thing. So far we have this. So we'll see G, A minor, D, back to a G again, back to the D again, to an E minor. So your first finger up on the 5th string in the 2nd fret, and your second finger just below that on the 4th string in the 2nd fret. And our bass note again is that 6th string. Then we go back to a D and then a G. But now we're only doing the higher notes in the bass, once for each. So what I mean is that we're doing the D to the G. So all the way through the bridge so far will be like this. And then we do that again. But this time we go to an E there instead. And then that transition that we do in the major part falls in there as well. So the whole bridge together will sound like this. Then through it a second time. And then we have a guitar solo, and in the background we have exactly the same thing that we had in the intro. And then back into the other two parts, so the chorus part and the minor part, all the way until the end. And there we go, guys, that's Tears in Heaven. To see how it all fits together, make sure to watch my full playthrough in the description below. As always, if you have any questions, comments, suggestions, requests, pop them in the comment section below. I make sure to read every single one of those. If you enjoyed the lesson, please like and subscribe. It really helps me out a lot. And I've got new lessons out every single week for you guys. Finally, guys, thanks for watching. I'm Sam. I'll see you guys next time.